Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're just going to continue solving the 2024 paper 1 question from where we left it from. So if you remember very well, in our previous video we left solving it on question number 5. So from this time now we're going to continue from question number 6 onwards. So without wasting much of the time, let us just go direct into question number 6. So question number 6 was a very simple question. So the question says a businessman got 800 shares worth 7,200. What was the cost of each share? So it's a very simple question. If you want, you can use proportion, because we are told to say 800 shares were costing 7,200. So what was the cost of one share? So you can simply say 1 or you can simply say 800 shares was equal to 7,200. So what about one share? So this is going to be equal to x. Then we are going to cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, we are going to have 800x is equal to 1 multiplied by 7,200. This is going to give you 7,200. So what do we do for us to find the value of x? So we are going to divide 800 this side, and we divide 800 the other side. So this will cancel. Our x is going to be the 0 will go, the 0 will go. So how many times does 8 go into 72? So if I'm not mistaken, 8 will go there 9 times. So the correct answer is supposed to be 9 kwacha for each share. So the answer is 9 kwacha per share. Okay, so we move on to the next question. So question number 7 was a sequence. So the question reads, the sequence 20, 17, 14 is an arithmetic progression. Find the 9th term. So we are asked to find the 9th term. So for us to find the 9th term, the only thing that we are supposed to do is simply use the nth term formula. So we're going to use the nth term formula. So what is the nth term for an arithmetic progression? So if you know, this is the nth term equals to a. So a represents the first term plus n minus 1. N is the term number that you are looking for, and there is a d outside there. So a is the first term, n is the term number that you are looking for, and d is the common difference. So we need to find the common difference, and we need to find the first term. So from the sequence here, we can see a is equal to 20. And how do we find d? D, you can easily find it by subtracting the term by its previous. So in this case, you can simply say 14 minus 17. So 14 minus 17, and this is going to give you a negative 3. So be very careful when you are working with negative numbers. So we are finding the 9th term, so we're going to say 9th term equals to a is 20 plus what is our n? So n is the term number that we are looking for, and in this case we are looking for the 9th term. So 9 minus 1, and the common difference is negative 3. I'll put it in brackets so that we are not confused. So this is going to be 20 plus 9 minus 1. This will give us 8. Then in brackets we have a negative 3. So what does this mean? What this simply means is 20, then you multiply the 8 multiplied by negative 3. So this is going to be plus negative 24. And if you add everything, the answer you're going to get is negative 4. So the 9th term is simply negative 4. Okay, so the next question is asking us to find the sum of the first 10 terms. So we have told to find the sum of the first 10 terms. Okay, so let me just rub off this so that I can have enough space where to solve from. So the question asks us to find the sum of the first 10 terms. So we are also going to use the formula for sum of first n terms. So sum of first n terms is equal to n over 2, then in brackets 2a plus n minus 1 with the common difference d. So we don't need to worry because we already have the first term and we already have the common difference. So the term number or the sum of 10 terms. So we're going to say sum of first 10 terms is going to be equal to 10, which is our n, over 2. Then in brackets 2 multiplied by a is 20, which is our first term, plus n. Our n is simply 10. So we are finding 10 minus 1. Then our common difference is -3, as we saw from the previous question. So sum of first 10 terms, this is going to be 2 into 10, it will give us a 5. Then in brackets 2 multiplied by 20 is 40, plus 10 minus 1, the answer is 9. So we're having a 9 and multiplied by -3. So we're going to multiply 9 by -3. So this is going to be 5 in brackets 40 plus -27. So this is going to be 5. 40 plus -27 is the same as 40 minus 27, and the answer we're getting is a 13. So what is 5 multiplied by 13? So if you multiply 5 by 13, the answer is 65. So the two answers for this question, we said the first one is simply -4, and the part B is 65. So that was the sum of the first 10 terms. Okay, so we move on to question number 8. So number 8a says a fair die is rolled once. Find the probability of a 4 showing up. So we are finding the probability of a 4 showing up. So the only thing that you need in this question is you need to know what a die is. So in some other languages, some people will call it a digo. So that's the square thing that has 6 numbers. So a fair die has 6 numbers. So we have 6 chances. We have either a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. So the question is, what is the probability of having a 4? So probability of having a 4 is simply the number of favorable outcomes for 4. So in short, how many 4s do we have on a die? So the number of 4s is simply 1 out of the 6 numbers that we have. So the answer is probability of having a 4. So probability of having a 4 is simply equal to 1/6, and you get the answer correct. So we move on to part B. So under part B, I find a lot of people finding challenges to solve this question, but it's not a very simple question, as it's not a very difficult question as long as you know trigonometry. So in this question, we are told to say in the diagram below, ABC is a straight line, AD is 5 centimeters, BD is 13 centimeters, and angle BAD is 90 degrees. So the question is asking us to find the value of tan DBC. So tan DBC. So we are told to find the value of this tan of the outside. So whenever you are asked to find the tan, the sine, the cos of the outside angle, the only thing that you must consider first is finding the tan of the inside. So find the tan of the inside angle of the triangle, because this is a straight line, it adds up to 180. So we are going to consider solving the tan. So for us to solve, we first find tan DBA or ABD. Okay, so if you know SOHCAHTOA, so we have SOHCAHTOA. So SOHCAHTOA, if you are dealing with tan, so tan is this one, it is tan ABD is equal to opposite over adjacent. So opposite over adjacent. So tan ABD is equal to, what is the opposite? So the opposite, since we are dealing with this, the opposite is where the angle points. So in this case, the angle points at AD. So this is AD over the adjacent. So the adjacent is the other side that will remain after the hypotenuse. So this is the hypotenuse where the 90-degree points. So this is the hypotenuse, and this remaining side is the adjacent. So the adjacent in this case is AB. So it seems as if we have a problem here. We can't solve tan ABD because we don't have AB. So we don't have AB. But if you see properly, this is a right angled triangle. So since it is a right angled triangle, we are simply going to use the Pythagoras theorem to solve this length of AB. So using the Pythagoras theorem, we are going to have AB squared is equal to BD squared minus AD squared. So BD squared, this is 13 squared, so this is AB squared. 13 squared minus AD squared, which is 5 squared. So AB squared is going to be 169 minus 25. So AB squared is equal to 169 minus 25. The answer is 144. So if you take the root, the answer is going to be square root of 144, and the answer is 12. So now we know what AB is, so we can say tan ABD is equal to AD. Our AD is 5 over our BD, our AB. This is AD, which is 5, and our AB, we found the answer to be 12. So this is tan ABD. So this tan that we have found is not the one we are being taught to find. So if we have done the trigonometric ratios and we have this, so we are going to find that tan theta is always equal to negative of tan 180 minus theta, like that. So tan theta is the same as the negative tan of 180 minus theta. So since this is 180 minus this theta there, so the answer is simply tan DBC is going to be a negative 5 over 12. So this is the final answer. So if you have any problems there, please make sure you watch the video I've released on the topic trigonometry. It is going to assist you properly because it's very difficult to explain here properly on how we find that. Okay, so we move on to the next question. So the next question, which is question number 9, we have two questions, which is part A. It was a set, and it says given the universal set E containing numbers from 1 up to 9, and we have set P containing numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, and set Q containing 2, 3, 5, 7. We are told to list the set P complement intersection Q. So it's a very simple question. So we have P complement, so we are going to find P complement intersection Q. So we just find what P complement is, and we find what set Q is. Then we are going to find the intersection of the two sets. So P complement simply means all elements that are not found in set P but are present in the universal set. So this is set P, and which elements are not found in set P but are found in the universal set. So P complement, I think we can see I don't have a 1 in this set. I cannot list 2. I don't have a 3. I don't have a 5. I don't have a 7, and I don't have a 9. So this is my P complement. So if I check my set Q is straightforward. So set Q is simply 2, 3, 5, 7. So this is 2, 3, 5, and 7. So these are the elements in set Q. So what do I do? So what do I do is simply check the elements which are both in set P complement and set Q. And from the look of things, it seems the set that is in both sets, so P complement intersection Q, will simply be, okay, so we have a 3, we have a 5, and we have a 7. So this is 3, 5, 7. So that is our answer. So P complement intersection Q is equal to 3, 5, 7. Okay, so we move on. So we check now part B. So part B says the diagram below shows a trapezium S and trapezium T. Describe fully a single transformation which maps trapezium S onto trapezium T. So if we look closely at the diagram, I'm seeing two trapeziums facing each other, and they are exactly in the same line. So automatically it shows me to say this must be a reflection. So this must be a reflection with this line here, which is the x-axis, being the mirror line. So the correct answer is it is a reflection. So it is a reflection with the mirror line. So mirror line, so the x-axis is simply y equals to 0. So you simply write a reflection in the line y equals to 0. If you don't want to write the mirror line, you can simply say reflection in the line y equals to 0. So that is the answer on that question. So we move on to question number 10. So question number 10 says, given that A is the matrix 2, -1 and 3, find A transpose. So we are told to find the transpose of A. So how do we find the transpose? So the transpose is simply the matrix that you find when you interchange rows with columns. That is, rows become columns and columns become rows. So this is a row. Since it only contains one row, you're going to change that row into a column. So A transpose is simply going to be a 2, a -1 and a 3. So this is the answer. So A transpose is equal to 2, -1 and a 3. So we move on to the second question. So this second question, only a few individuals got this one correct. A lot of them had found challenges on how to solve it, and some of them were simply saying it cannot be multiplied. But the condition for two matrices to be multiplied is that the number of entries in the first row, should be equal to the number of entries in the first column. So we see, so this is the first row. So the first row contains only one entry, which is 3, and the first column contains only one entry, which is a 1. So this is a row and a column. We see that. So since this row contains only one element, we're just going to say 3, we see it, multiplied by 1. That's it. So we are done the row and the column. Again, this is a row multiplied by a column. So this is going to be 3 multiplied by -2. So we do the same, 2 multiplied by 1. So this 2 multiply 1. So 2 multiplied by 1 and 2 multiplied by -2. So the answer will be a 2 by 2 matrix. So 3 by 1, this is going to be 3. 2 by 1 is 2. 3 by -2 will give us a -6, and 2 by -2 is a -4. So this was the answer that we had, even though a lot of people found it challenging. So 3, -6, 2 and -4. This is the answer that we have. So check out the next video where I'll continue from question number 10 going onwards, and please consider subscribing to this channel and click the bell icon so that you continue receiving updates whenever I post a new video.